Hello everyone, welcome back to Football Manager 2017 with Newcastle United, and today we are beginning what may well be our final season at the club. This is season number 10. We've been at this for quite a long time. We'll soon pass 100 episodes. It's been one heck of a mission, and we're currently in the episode following that really disappointing Champions League final defeat to Benfica. We are currently champions of England for the first time in 70 plus years, I think, maybe even more than that. I think it was 27, so nearly 100 years since we last won the title. But we did it last season, finally, and we're going to try and win the Champions League and Premier League again this time around. We're just ahead of pre-season. The schedule is pretty friendly. We've got Sunderland RCA as their first warm-up game, and then Krasnodar before we go on a little pre-season tour of Portugal and then have the Community Shield match against Manchester City at Wembley. That will be the first game of the season. It will be the one in this episode. Right at the end of the episode, we will play one game of football before we kick off the new Premier League season and get back into Champions League action. The only real thing to talk to you about are the transfers. If we have a look, we currently have no transfer budget and about 400k wage budget, so it's unlikely there's going to be any more transfers, but we have already spent 62 million quid. We've not really sold anyone. I don't have the intention of selling many players unless very good bids come in. The main piece of news is that Lionel Messi has retired. His contract was going to expire, so he decided to just throw in the towel and end his career. We also managed to finally get rid of Sergi Samper. Now, he is a player who had a lot of potential, but just never really got into it with us. He only played 5, 7 and 6 league games. After joining for £13.75 million, he got injured for a very long time in his first season, and he just never got back into the team after that. So he's finally shifted on to Liverpool. Everybody else, smaller transfers. Patrick Gullenbeck went for 425k. He was our backup keeper for a little while last season. But we have brought in a brand new keeper in Ricardo Quintero. He is a decent player. He might have a bright future, but right now he's just there as backup, nothing special. We got him on a free. We also brought in David Allen for £7 million from Liverpool. He's a decent player to have in the squad because he counts towards the minimum 8 players that need to be trained in England, and he can also play on the right wing. We do have Breen, Sane and Zivkovic who can all play in that position, and one of them may well be moving on at some point in this transfer window. But David Allen's just a player who will help the quota of English players and may develop into a good England player in the future. But the big transfer, £55 million, is Tom Yates-Lloyd. We've stolen him from Everton, who nearly got relegated last season. We actually were a bit malicious. We unsettled him at the club before going in with a bid that they accepted at £55 million. But he's got a very good future ahead of him. Very good stats. He can play in midfield or as an AMC, which is the area we were looking to strengthen. He brings some youth to our midfield because Kovacic is now 31, Melagoni's getting older, and Cook's 30 this year as well. So he brings some youth, and he's English, which definitely helps. Now, he actually moved to Everton just last season for £30.5 million. He's not got the best stats, which do worry me in terms of his rating, but I think it's just because he's been playing at crap clubs. Everton last season really struggled, and he still nearly got a 7-point in that season. So I'm hoping that he will do better for us this season, playing in a team of superstars, and he does have the potential to be another 5-star player. So I'm hoping that the team this season will go from strength to strength. A lot of the young players will be older now, especially in defence, a bit more experience. They've won the Premier League title, and Simonsen is going nowhere despite a £100 million bid from Manchester United. So I think we're in pretty good shape already. I don't expect any more transfers to come in or anybody to leave or come in. So let's get through pre-season and we'll see where we are by the time we kick off against Manchester City in the Community Shield final. Well, we are now the other side of pre-season. We're about to kick off the match at Wembley against Manchester City. You can see pre-season went pretty much as well as you could ever expect it to. 5 games, 5 wins, no goals conceded, and I think 24 goals scored. That's not a bad return. The teams weren't that difficult. We were expected to beat them. In terms of transfers, I don't think there's been any news to tell you about whatsoever. Tom Yates-Lloyd was a big transfer. Nobody else has come in or gone out. So we're going to stay as we are for the league season, I would expect. I really don't think there's any need to make any more changes. The team for the match against Manchester City is as follows. We've got Ketchel playing in goal. He's now a very good player. Getting up to the level of Alex Murray. I think a 4-star ability is as good as Murray ever got. Felipe Augusto actually won Player of the Season last year. He's only 2.5 stars at the minute, but he's rated as possible 4-star player. Bob, solid as a rock at the back. Lucas, still in the team, very good player. Linnell getting better and better. He's got a bright future as well at left back. Lewis Cook, always dependable in defensive or central midfield. Imperiale, one of the best players in the world, I think. And hopefully Tom Yates-Lloyd can be the new partnership in the centre of midfield alongside Imperiale. We've got Breen on the right wing, Paolo Roberto on the left wing, and Simonsen up top. This is a very, very strong team. And with the defence still being quite young, there's no reason why it can't remain the strong team that dominates the league for a long time to come if we choose to continue this save. Augusto into Gareth Breen. Ball sent across, and Paolo Roberto is there to fire the ball home. He is, without doubt, our best winger these days, and he's given us a lead at Wembley. Dele Alli sends a brilliant ball over the top for Cassio Emmanuel, and Ketchel's forced to make a save. Well, there is the full-time whistle, and we have won the Community Shield. We've beaten Manchester City 2-0, just as we did at the end of last season on the road to winning the Premier League title. It's yet another trophy to put into the St James's Park trophy cabinet, and we have started the season off in the best possible way. I think a defeat really could have hurt morale, but that win gives us our second Community Shield trophy since I've been manager, and we can now focus on a very good run of games in the league next episode. Against Middlesbrough, Norwich, Huddersfield, Stoke and Sunderland, I think we can start the season with 15 points from 15. The only other big news to tell you, which I forgot before that match, is that we did tie Morten Simonsen down to a new 5-year contract. So he's going to be with us till 2030 right now. And I've also put a clause in that contract of a minimum release clause of £150 million, which I'm hoping, and I don't know, but I'm hoping that it will put clubs off putting in a bid for him. The loan contract will stop them from doing that anyway, but I think £150 million is about the right amount that I would accept for a player like Simonsen. He is a 4-star player. He's just so good at getting the goals that we need. But we do have Gareth Breen if a club matches that offer. I've never seen a player go for that much money before. Maybe let me know in the comments what the biggest sale you've ever managed to get was on Football Manager. But I think naturally the highest sale I've ever got is about 80-90 million pounds. Nobody's ever put in over 100 million for a player of mine. So hopefully that stays, because I don't want Simonsen to go anywhere. I quite like him. He's a new Alan Shearer, and he has been absolutely phenomenal for us since joining us for just £27 million. What an absolute steal that was from Napoli. But I think that's going to be it for this episode. Bit of a short one, but hopefully it gives you a little taste of what's to come in the new season. I'm expecting us to add a lot more trophies to that trophy cabinet by the end of this season. So drop a like on the video if you're happy to see another trophy return to St James's Park. Subscribe if you want to see how we get on this season, if we can hunt down that Champions League trophy. But until next time, see ya!